Shalom.
Shalom.
First, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Karkadash.
honor to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole flag of the house of David. Let's get into this.
Yes, sir. Luke 16:19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Now, this is an allegory to, Jacob and Esau.
Verse 21. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and saw Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Verse 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that you in your lifetime received your good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and you are tormented. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from here to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from there. Then he said, I pray you, therefore, Father, that you will send him to my father's house.
Like we just said, real quick, bro, reading, man, and going and told to those dogs that was licking the swords of Lazarus, man. That's these other nations, man, who were profiting off the downfall of the nation of Israel. Okay? And then it's going to get to the point, Abraham found he wanted to dip his finger in water, man. When these devils go down and they're going to be in that slavery, man, they're going to be in the want, man, a position of wanting and needing, man. But they're going to have to suffer the consequences of their wickedness and going against the nation of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing things that wasn't pleasing to the Most High. You know, the Lord said, he was but a little displeased. But this devil, continued to further the affliction, man. He went further and got worse and worse. So he's going to have to give an account for all that, man. Okay? And when he going to slavery, it's not going to be no cold glass of water for him, man. Okay? It's not going to be no soft bed to sleep in. You know, it ain't going to be no nice roof over his head, pool in the backyard. It's not going to be in the pit, man.
That's right.
Okay?
Hey,
so,
the only tip of water he will get is what? On Shabbat.
That's
on
it.
Sabbath day.
That's it.
That's it. That's it, man. Ain't no handouts, man. You know, Abraham's bosom is a representation for the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of Yahushua, which by default, their heaven is our hell and vice versa.
That's right.
A lot of you Israelites gonna get caught up in that judgment to come. That's coming to America, Babylon the Great.
I'm going to keep going. This is Luke 16:28. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
He said, they have Moses and the prophet, let them hear them. These are men you see on the highways and byways today. So I want to say, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You see, y'all looking for something miraculous, something crazy to happen so you can all return to the Lord. Chapter 7.
It's the book of Luke chapter 7, verse 24. And when the messengers of John were departed, he began to speak unto the people concerning John, what went you out into the wilderness for to see? A reed shaking with the wind? But what went you out to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they which are gorgeously apparelled and live delicately are in king's courts. But what went you out to see? A prophet? Yeah, I say unto you, and much more than a prophet.
See, you ain't an angel for him to come down in this true form and tell you to repent. Repent. No, he has men to do that for him. He has men to do that for him. You know, average working men, your everyday man. But inside there's something more glorious than you can comprehend.
What they call it, humbly beginnings. Can I bring our precept for the book? Hey, this is Matthew 3 and 4. And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair and a leathern girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey.
Look how humble that is. Look how humble that is. He had on you know, what was it said again?
I got you, bro.
Because it wasn't fine, as scripture said, it wasn't fine linen. They ain't find a man with fine linen.
That's it. Hey, this is back in Matthew 3 and 4. And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair and a leathern girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey.
That's humble, because you know people in the upper societies eating good, eating well. You know you are, as the scripture says, you honor the things a rich man would say, but prepare for and neglect what a poor man says. You don't take it seriously. But guess what? That's how the men of the Lord look like. They come on the highways and hedges, clothing sackcloth and ashes. We humble in clothing.
You know, like a stove. Potential society. It ain't the same thing. You know, you've been considered like a stove.
Ecclesiastes
13 and 22 said, when a rich man is fallen, he have many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place.
Going to that point you made. If it was T.I., Jay-Z, Barack Obama, well, not Barack Obama, I'm tripping, or Puffy, or any, validated A-list celebrity that's Jake, everybody will stop what they're doing and pay attention.
You was right, bro.
Yeah, even
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Everybody here, he was the main irrigator. I mean, main person down here.
But he a rich man, though.
niggas still gravitate to him.
Verse 23 said, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
You ain't gonna find no billionaire on the street corner preaching the words of the Most High. Why? He living lavishly. He living lavishly. Why he gotta come out and do this? He in his kingdom already. It's gonna be the people on the bottom. And why is the people on the bottom? Because we diverted from his law, statute, commandments. So we at the bottom, and he's preaching for a kingdom to come.
Just me thinking about this the other day, they had Michael Jordan on TV talking, and looking at Michael back in the day, I see why they keep him, with all the money. He was about to sell the basketball team. They were talking about him being a very wealthy man, but I see why they keep him. Paint the picture. If Michael Jordan was to get into this truth, grow his hair out, grow out a beard with the red bloodshot eyes, who would he resemble?
That's right.
He would be a very powerful man speaking on behalf of the Most High.
That's right.
See, this is not your age Israel. This is not your age. Your age come with Yahweh Shai, that new reign.
In 2 Corinthians 4 and 5, for we preach not ourselves, but Yahweh Shai, the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahweh Shai's sake. For the Most High, whom commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High, not of us.
As he said, as the last part said, it's not of us. It's not of us. It's nothing we can do to get us out of this situation. It's nothing we can do to it's nothing we can do physically, like of our own power and will to get us a kingdom. Nah, that glory and that power is gonna come with Yahweh Shai. He's gonna get the glory. He's gonna get the power and the honor. The whole world is gonna submit to him when he come back with the chariots.
That's why he used men of no reputation to confess his will.
Yeah.
You know? Because if he used someone like Jordan, people would associate, you know, this word to Jordan, to Michael Jordan greatness, man. But nah, he used men that don't have reputation, man. So all the power and the glory and the fame will go to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, man. Not men. You see?
This Ecclesiastes 9 and 16. It says, then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard.
Yeah, the poor man wisdom is despised because, you know, people have the misconception when a person is wealthy or have money on this particular echelon that he's got wisdom, man. But you know, some of the most common and lowly people you see have the most wisdom, man, because they have really experienced a lot of hardships. You know what I'm saying? Don't really went through a lot of things, man. That can really give you a better guidance throughout life, man. But you got a lot of these people who have received all these financial goods, you know what I'm saying, had the born with a silver spoon in their mouth, man. They don't really have no idea what true going through trials and errors really is. Everything's been given to them, man. You know what I'm saying? So they're not wise in most cases when they speak, man. They just have that conception or that false reality that people thinking that they have it because of their stature, man.
The corner riches.
The corner riches, man. But that poor man, you know what I'm saying, whose wisdom is disregarded because of the state he's in, that man can really give you a real serious outlook on reality of life, man.
So this see how Shai, he became poor. You know, we became so that we may be rich. And his words were despised, man.
Yep.
You know, the ultimate wisdom.
God.
Just back him up, I got 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich.
Can I get this Matthew 19 and 28? It said, and Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, where the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and it shall inherit everlasting life.
We follow him by what? Repentance and doing the work. We follow him by following his action. What Yahweh Shai came to do, preaching the kingdom will come. Gather the lost sheep. But when you repent, what you gotta do is
even forsaking, you know, this life of ours, man, you know, giving up those dreams that, you know, men once had, you know, becoming very successful in his lifestyle, in his lifetime, you know. But yeah, I'm saying, you know, we gave up certain things, and I was shy. Hey, he's gonna give us back that 100-fold, man. But you got these celebrities, they not giving up their riches, man, you know, to come down to preach the word, man, because they already been set up and they have their constellation, man. Right.
And Elder Priest Abaya always bring out the account where the man who had the riches and stuff and the most, I mean, Howard Shah told him, to pretty much give up his riches and follow him, man. But he didn't want to give it up. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, pretty much I can't do this. He can't see himself without those riches, man. So a lot of people who got these, big bank accounts, this lavish lifestyle, they're not finna give all that up, man, and walk in faith and believe in how Hashem Yahweh Shai. They're going to continue to have that carnality mindset and just think this is it, man.
Because they don't have the faith.
They don't have the faith.
This Psalm 37:16. A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked.
It's true. This truth is better than to be a billionaire in Esau.
That's just temporary, man.
This is the temple kingdom.
In the point of matter, what you got to do to accept these so-called carnal riches. You got to make sacrifices on the left-hand side. You got to be into all these occult rituals.
That's it.
You got to drink blood, be into these orgies.
Drink your semen.
Yeah, you got
eat pieces.
That's facts.
Hey, Nas said, check out Nas' song, Who's the Man? Or I'm the Man. He had to do that ritual in order to be successful. Or look at DC. DC just posted on his Twitter account sacrifices and discipline. What would you do to have a lifestyle of comfort in those words? Telling you he sacrificed that bitch.
So Micah chapter 2 verse 10, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Hey, can I say something, bro, before you get it back? Hey, and it's America. America has infected our people, our men and our women, right? And our children. Because if you take the same sector of men, women, and children, and if you put them in another country, America wouldn't have any influence. It's America. That's why you go to other countries and people act different. Those countries or those places that has not been infected by America's influence, man.
And she's trying to penetrate them to that degree, because that's why the scripture goes how they neither keep it their own. They constantly go in these other countries trying to take their democracy, trying to take their legislature and all that kind of stuff, man, because they trying to infect these other countries with this Babylonian council, man.
Yeah, that's Babylonian truth, like the brother said.
Yeah.
That's how you know that America, this is that golden cup in the Lord's hand, man. The type of impact and that global influence that they have upon these other countries. Where you can be able to dictate to another country, they lose their ancient customs and start following after this whore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like the women over in Afghanistan, they used to have their face covered all the time.
They wearing pants now.
Yeah. Now they wearing pants, you know what I'm saying? They took their veil off. They driving,
twerking.
They talking back to their husbands, twerking. They on Snapchat and TikTok and all this social media stuff, man. And that's what? That's that infectious disease that comes from America, man.
Go ahead. Real quick. Hey, Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand.
And once you go to the word gold, it goes into like splendor. Yeah. It has that high influence upon these other nations.
Yeah.
That's why you go into, you just watch these little short videos on YouTube, like be in China or somewhere like that. They'll say how they go, like the American dream, how they love the American hamburgers and stuff like that. That's that golden influence, man.
Now think about this: if you're playing or participating in the Olympics, what do you want? You want that gold.
Yeah.
You don't want the bronze. You don't want the silver. You want that gold. And gold is also symbolic for what? Top position, man. The cup is nothing but a position or a place.
Right. Yeah. Like in China, the anime thing they have, we always be the standard. We always be the so-called standard within America. With the blonde hair, the blue eyes, man. You see their cartoons over in China and Japan, places like that.
That's right.
Like what's the show? One of my favorite cartoons, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
You see with the blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? The so-called translucent skin.
Yeah.
That goes back to the so-called white supremacy in this system. Man.
So that golden cup actually goes into what? America has that top position of authority, dealing with this influence, man. You have something else? Can I finish that? Hey, this is Jeremiah 51:7. that made all the earth drunken.
All the earth. All the earth. Meaning what? He keeping it not at home. That means he's going to and fro like the devil do, like Satan do, you know, spreading his democracy, you know, infecting everything, man. And like the bro said about that golden cup, man, he's in that top position where he can do that. Ain't no other countries can just come in America and start setting up shop like that without the okay. You know what I'm saying? But America being everybody's shit, stealing resources, taking over they leaders, putting up puppets, you know?
Right. Like with the 9/11 incident, you know, the so-called setup, that was pretty much viewed around the whole world.
Yep.
Let something like that happen to another country, man. You don't see everybody just stopping, you know, just watch TV and see what's going on within America, like these so-called towers, you know, went down.
Yep.
Everybody paid attention to that, man.
The world stopped.
Yep.
You know, a little more. Jeremiah 51:7. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And the reason why the nations are mad because America's wine is cheap.
Yeah.
You know, now they got hangovers.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
feeling nauseated.
Yeah.
You know, they're sick to the stomach. Their head is hurting.
They got an STD.
They got an STD.
That's what's
Throwing blows.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Great that I said the nations are mad.
Yeah, bro. Back into Jeremiah 51:7. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Now just imagine if you know, you old Remy drinker, right? And you buy some Remy from this devil, and you think you can go home and pop that bottle, and you got you some good Remy. This nigga done put some Tito's in that motherfucker. Or he done put some damn taco. Even worse than that bitch. You ain't gonna be happy about that, man. And this what the nation is. He done gave them all these illusions that they finna really just come up and stay up right beneath them. But at the end of the day, man, it was all a vain, or it was straight vanity that this joker was selling. Esau was selling the other nations too, man. The brother brought it in the beginning when he was going about Lazarus, man. You know what I'm saying? These other nations, these dogs, they was licking the wounds and everything. They thinking they good, man. But you know, it was just another trickery or some more trickster shit that Esau brought upon these nations, man. That's why they're upset and mad, man, because now they know that this shit is over, man. Yeah. The dollar is collapsing, you know. They most of the people that from the other countries that start heading back home, man. You know, the whore done been ran through, man. She wore out. So they getting up out of here, man. Skirt up been lifted.
This Proverbs 4:14, we on down a little bit. And it says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. So you know, you read Malachi the 1st chapter, it goes into like Esau is the border of wickedness. You know? It says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Because the game plan is to stop the new world order of Yahushua. Because they know Yahushua got next. Hence Psalm the 83rd chapter. So that's what they're in prevent mode. And they know because the prophets are out here prophesying, they know their kingdom is coming to an end.
Right. It's a point. Verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. And that wine, again, goes into that Babylonian wine. What's some of those ingredients within that Babylonian wine? You got democracy, you got feminism, Christianity, you know, Esau's science, his technology, you know what I'm saying? Going to his LGBT movement, you know? That's a part of that Babylonian wine, and now he has spiritually intoxicated all these other nations now, you know?
So these other nations thought that drink was good, that bottle was gonna be, you know, they bought it at a good price, but now as they got into that bottle, it made them sick.
They say they are mad.
They're mad. Think about you pay $50-some for a bottle of wine, and then that shit fucked up. You gonna be mad as hell.
That's Revelation is now concerned about it. The roots are already pointed to itself. You know, with Russia making the threat that they made, you know, those sleeping woke up. You know, scrambled some jets and some across. So yeah, some jets across there. The food ain't playing. You know.
She said, I got you, bro. Back in Jeremiah 51:8, Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed.
That bum goes to like that soothing aid, you know. No, you can't take no bum, you can't soothe America. You can't try to put more money to this place because it's already set up to fall anyway, man. Nobody can do anything for this place. You can't heal it, man. It's already preordained to fall.
It's just stage 5 cancer. You know?
Exactly.
It ain't no coming back, man. It's only a matter of time for this place is destroyed and dies off.
The American hospital.
Yeah, man.
It's circling the drain. You know? And this Revelation 17:2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of fornication.
Run that back.
Revelation 17:2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed
China,
fornication,
Japan, Arabia, right? Go ahead.
and the inhabitants of the earth.
Meaning what they follow America's influence, man. You know, America has been able to establish puppet governments, and therefore these puppet governments does the bidding for America. So what these puppet governments does is they push America's influence on their people, man. You know?
That's right.
I think you got one of America's allies, Kosovo. It's like over there in some part of Europe. They were just going into how, come to find out, they weren't America's allies. And come to find out, they was going into how they've been celebrating the LGBT pride all month, you know? Because they want to be in good grace with America. If they don't, and Americans have bullied, they'll demonize a particular country or a particular country's leader to the whole world, and they'll set up a puppet leader, man.
Then they'll put sanctions on.
Yeah. They'll economically bankrupt their country, man. You know?
And the sanctions are for the people to rebel against that government, right?
I got a precept for you guys. About the other countries want to be like Babylon. This is 2 Ezra 15:46. It says, and thou, Asia, that are a partaker of the hope of Babylon, and are the glory of her persons. Woe unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters with whoredom.
I mean, it's going into like China, man. You know, they wear the so-called suits, you know, the ties. You know, they do the same thing with the 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? They mocking everything that what happens to America, man.
Their women dress provocative.
Yep.
Used to, you see, China back during my early days, you know, you would see Chinamen walking, and women would be walking behind them.
Right.
But now they women walking beside them and in front of them.
And that's why a lot of destruction gonna come on these other countries, man. They guilty by association, man. You know what I'm saying? What is it called? Is that exactly what it's called? Like somebody commit a crime or something? Yeah. So
Accessory after the fact.
accessory after the fact. Goes back again to what the brother Locke brought out going into the rich man Lazarus, man. These other nations, by coming and licking the wounds of the nation of Israel, they was partaking in the agenda, man. The agenda what? Destroy the nation of Israel. Keep us at the Lord's state, man. So they associated with them, man. They are right. They came in cahoots to commit this crime, man.
Joint heirs.
Yeah, joint heirs.
Fucking joint heirs.
That's
man.
it, brother. That's it.
You got Elon that being with Baskin Robbins. You know, you got Chinese to sell the weed.
Yeah.
You know,
You got KFC in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Places like that. So that's why the scripture said all this happening right here in the world, as you can see this collapse of America, this is going to all the country versus the Zion, man. For all these nations had they're doing in our downfall, man.
Somebody put a second extra Gemini, supposed to be Asia.
All right, I'll go back to the top. All right, it says, 2 Ezra 15:45, and they that remain, 46, it said, and thou, Asia, that are partakers of the hope of Babylon.
We talking about Asia, we talking about their whole continent. So even Iran had a whole phase to where back in the 60s, America set up that puppet leader, and Iran mirrored itself out of America. The women stopped covering themselves. They started dressing like American liberal women in the 60s. All right, they started practicing Western philosophy and Western music.
Wearing the suits and the ties.
Suits and ties, the walk, Elon, all that, which that's India. But all of you had partaker in the fashion of the great whore called America, man. Even that guy Charleston White was like, America is Babylon the Great. And he said, I put on the group chat, the other day, he said America is Babylon the Great, man. But the point is, all you fucking stinking countries, you marveled out the America, you practice your system. Like Kuwait got a damn KFC. And you had a culture shock because what happened, your people went thousands of years eat off the land. And all of a sudden you had this Western processed food. Now your millennials and Gen Zs have all type of diabetes and high blood pressure.
You see they had the cuts in that documentary?
Yeah.
You know, over there in Kuwait,
You freaking blue zones, right? You get a fucking Wendy's at a blue zone. Now the generation of Gen Zers, they're not gonna live to be 110. Those blue zones, nah, that grandkids not living, that chubby little 11-year-olds.
Belly pad too.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Partakers of Babylon and the glory of her person. Woe unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
Asia, see, that's a demon. It's philosophically a demon running the world. It's a demon. All right, they got the world wanting to be a so-called white man. Got Moabite, Ammonite women getting eye surgery so their eyes can stay wide like a so-called white woman. Dyeing their hair blonde like a so-called white woman, man. That's a demon running the earth, man. All right, you got it, bro.
And you use America's system to run your country too.
Yep.
And has decked thy daughters with whore.
Because what you countries do, you finna say something, bro? What you other countries do, I want it's like the Philistines, right? It's a word for it, but basically, they send their people to America to go to college here and bring their so-called skill back to their country to build their country up, bro. So that's like get some and leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But y'all are all partakers in it, and like you said, that a really point. There's one of them. But like you said, man, they all partake in their whoredom. You all mirror your system out to America. You got big skyscrapers and stuff too. I wonder where you get that from. All right.
It says, deck thy daughters with whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers.
And your lovers is America.
If I can add, their women act just like American women.
Yeah.
They don't live their lifestyle, their belief system, and have what they call it assimilated until the lifestyle and doctrine of America.
I mean, I believe it's Tokyo, Japan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's a small island in which their population has declined within the millions, just because the women have accepted westernization. So the women are no longer getting married and starting a family. They think they're selling themselves short. They're dedicating their lives to their career.
Where they get that from?
Right. And the men are left to just have a porn addiction and have sexual robots. Yeah, so I saw that last thing on like 2015. Well, so from like 2008 to 2015, the population declined 1 million people. Just because the women have been westernized. You have a philosophy that's inconsistent with existence. Because that's against nature. Nature reproduces itself. So you have a woman that's going past her prime, her fertile prime, just to pursue her career. That's against nature. And by the time she's ready to settle down, her eggs are dried up. She's pruned out.
Hit the wall.
She hit the wall, man. Like a crash dummy. All right?
Just a little bit more. Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
All you nations, you cover America. And even you Latin tribes, man. It irks me how y'all think y'all a so-called white man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear the same thing from Jake in Texas. Jake moved to Texas, they be like, man, the Mexicans, they think they think they the Esau. They think they Esau.
Yeah, they look down on us, Jake.
Yeah, they look down on us, man.
They be down there dark as Judah.
Yeah.
Especially San Antonio.
Really?
Yeah, they real dark.
But you land tribes, man, y'all got that demon in y'all too. Y'all think that because y'all look more like the so-called white man that you're superior. In 2023, this nigga telling you go home.
Yeah.
And so it's not even just the foreign nations. It's even amongst our tribe, man. Really, the whole nation of Israel, you marvel to be like the so-called white man.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s, we had the process, you know. We had a philosophy. The closer you were to the so-called white man as far as your complexion, the better you are. Because of his caste system. All right?
That was that slave mentality.
Yeah.
Because the lighter school, Jake's got to work in the house. In the darker school, Jake's worked in the field. So that's why they call them house niggas in the field.
He had good hair, bad hair. You know? Like you said, it was all rooted in slavery, and one thing that came with slavery was the philosophy of Edomite supremacy. So you went from being deemed as a caveman pursuant to Job the 30th chapter to the damn the God of the earth. Because really, our people believe the so-called white man is God. You got it, Captain.
Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim, he has mixed himself among the people.
Ephraim have mixed himself amongst the people. All right, go ahead.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Because you got Ephraim, which is really that represents the northern kingdom. All right, they've been mixed amongst the Spaniards, so-called Spaniards, man. And they've also been mixed amongst the southern kingdom. So it said Ephraim is a cake not turned. Now the elder brother Kazakia Allen did a video beautifully demonstrating what it means to be a cake not turned. If you have a pancake, you have it in a skillet, and you don't turn it, what do you have? A light side and a dark brown side. So that's Ephraim, man. You got lights, you got Ephraimites look like so-called Spaniards. You got Ephraimites look like the Taino Indians. Right. All right, then you got Ephraimites look like Judites. That's it. All right?
One more for you.
All right.
Hosea 9 and 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, was planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer.
Yep. And you did that, man.
That's what he did.
Conquistadors, man. And you're known as a fucking murderer. I was watching this cartoon show. It's called Mulligan. Like on Netflix. It was a silly cartoon show. But it's basically some aliens attacked America. And then basically it's like life after the alien attack. So it's like 1,000 people on Earth. They got like a idiot running the presidency. It's like a projection. Wow. But long story short, they had a robot, and he told the robot to kill the alien. And he started going after the Edomites. It's like, no, idiot, kill the alien. It's like, he started going after the Edomites. And then you're the fucking alien.
Yeah, right.
You know, and they showed you that in the cartoon, man. And they were showing like the old presidents, like that's the aliens. Yeah. You found the forefathers. You're the fucking illegal aliens, man.
Hey, one of my favorite juvenile lyrics on 400 Degrees, he was like, you far away from your home, you the alien.
Yeah, stop. Damn. No more do something.
Yes. That was it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10. Let's start at verse 1 and just read. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thy face in thy times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute thee.
And when Yahweh Hashem Shah hid his face, that means what? Him not dealing directly with us, utilizing the Holy Spirit. Yeah, because basically the presence, his face is his presence, and that's going into the influence of the Holy Spirit. Man. Back on you, man.
Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked both in his heart's desire and blesses the covetous whom the Lord Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. God is not in all his thoughts.
And that's Esau. If you look at Esau's facial expression, your countenance is a reflection of your facial expression or your effect. And this man is prideful, man. This man could be sitting in a goddamn Nissan Sentra, and he's acting like he's in a double R.
Yep.
This man is that prideful.
And he could be, we've run across that in our personal life.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be around a low-level Edomite, basically a hillbilly, but he has a certain arrogance about himself, like he's overused. You know?
That's it.
Look at the Karens, man. The Karens, women Edomite, they'll have the nerve to tell you you can't be in a particular park. Or a park in or tell you that you don't live in an apartment complex just because you won't show them something. I mean, the audacity of that, man. I mean, come on, man. But that's that pride throughout the nation of Edom, man.
That's what Karen means. Karen. Low-based man.
There you have it.
Edomites.
That's it.
Edomites, right?
Hey, I had an assistant manager tell me years ago he had went to like Dairy Queen, and he went over there in West Jackson, which is a predominant, so-called black neighborhood, community. And it was like a whole bunch of Jakes waiting in line. Old Edomite just came in there, and he just walked past everybody in line. Then he went to the cashier. He was like, "You mean to tell me I gotta wait?" You know what I'm saying? They said Jake about whipping his ass up in there, man. But that just shows you that pride, that he has, man. Into that so-called white supremacy.
He old and he white. Yeah, he just come up to the corner of the line.
That boy said, you need to tell me I gotta wait.
The boy thought this was back in the 50s.
Go to the spirit world.
I remember I was in a country town, man. I think I was in Simpson County. Boy, I walked in there with a white girl, man, with number Edomites, man. You could have heard a pin dropping there.
Hey,
Like on the movies, like you go to them country spots, like on them diners,
Yeah.
you walk in there, everybody's turning around.
It's
You go,
hey, by the way, Simpson County is a hub for demons, man.
That's it.
It's where same old Confederate flag ass still resides in, like that pure hatred.
Yeah.
Simpson County is one of those counties, like they're real assholes out there.
Straight sundown.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was in McGee.
and you got a town within Simpson County called Florence.
Yeah, they like that.
Yeah, you got a town within Simpson County called Florence, and they got that mural, that black mural, which is a representation of a sundown town.
That's
man.
it.
So it got eerie vibe there too.
Yeah,
That county, we still fall short of the show.
Really?
The show account.
Okay.
I mean, that's where the real supremacy. Yeah, we don't want to get caught there. No.
All right, back in the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 5. His ways are always grievous.
And his ways is talking about his mannerism, right? And his grievous, meaning what? Esau follows the doctrination of Satanism.
Right.
You know, he has nothing to do with the laws, statutes, and the commandments, although our forefather Isaac taught him, as well as Jacob, the rules when it comes to the scriptures, man.
Even going back, Cain,
Yeah, Cain
he
knew
knew
too.
about it. You know,
Yeah, he knew.
He was a bad boy.
He was the bad boy. That's why he brought that unrighteous sacrifice.
Hey, if I may say this, bro, that's why America glorifies the bad boy. Like they say, like the American, like the Westerners, like the bad boy.
Yeah.
The bad boy. Cain was the bad boy.
Yeah.
But in our history, in our culture, now the good guy wins. The good guy. But in this Esau's paradigm and his dark twisted fantasy, the bad boy always gets glorified, man.
And when Puffy had the, well, of course he got the bad boy lady, but the symbolic thing that represented him was what, a baby. Did not Esau start crying although he sold the birthright? He became a crybaby. Or when you go back to Cain, your judgment is too hard for me. Nigga, you knew the sacrifice, you knew the protocol, man.
The excuse says the wicked are estranged from the womb. That's a bad boy.
Bad.
Back the other up, you know, that goes into the movie Bad Boys. But then you can twist it by putting two Jakes in there. But who comes out on top? America. You know, because they go into other countries and destroy other countries, you know, and do as we.
Right. All right, back in the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 5, his ways are grievous, thy judgments are far above out of sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Yeah, these other nations. Why? Using his military. And then once he puts a puppet government within that nation, he controls that nation.
Right.
What the scripture say, he is stouter than his fellows.
Yeah.
he's the most proud.
Yeah,
The most proud.
And it's crazy. I seen somebody had a meme on TikTok or something. It was at an account with Trump, you know what I'm saying? He walked through, he pushed a couple of leaders out the way and just got in front of them and stood like that. You know what I'm saying? That's that American vibe, man. Like, I'm America, you know, I'm first in line.
It
You know
really
what I'm
represents
saying?
that evil.
Yeah, yeah.
More stouter than all his
That's
fellows.
it. Flies the highest out of all birds.
Yeah.
Trump embodied him.
That's right.
And the eagle is vicious, man. Take they praise so far up in the air, just drop them.
Like a ram.
Yeah.
I've seen eagles pick up fucking rams and just drop them.
Outside the mountain type shit.
Say they way most proud.
All right.
Most proud. That's facts.
Back in Psalms chapter 10, verse 6. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never
My
be.
kingdom will continue to go. My kingdom will continue to be ongoing.
That's your fight right now.
Yeah.
Your agenda right now is to continue your kingdom forever. Because you know every kingdom has a beginning and an end. And you want to force the course of the river and extend your kingdom to eternity. That's why you got this you know what type of currency coming. That's because that's the thing. You want to transfer. You want the humanism, right? Because you want to have immortality. Time and chance happen to every man, but you don't want to accept it.
And then that digital currency, that will make him godlike. Meaning you cannot make any type of transactions without that you know what. Unless I say so. And then I can just cut you off whenever I say so.
For I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
Yeah, who's the innocent? 12 tribes of Israel, man. In the secret places because you do it covert.
Yeah.
Shadows. Man, you move in the shadows, man.
Through the hospitals. Foods.
Because really, they call it the pharmaceutical industry, or the medical industry is the death industry.
Yeah.
You slowly kill us, man. You know?
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
So, and the poor is the nation of Israel, all 12 tribes, man.
And that's where he was doing all these different tests, man. What was the one he gave there? Syphilis. Was it syphilis? One of them was syphilis, man. He had gave him. Then they had set some kind of cans on top of the building, and somewhere was putting out some kind of chemical and shit. But he always go to these poor neighborhoods, man, and test on them. Just like when he'll go to Africa, man. Them BJs, they be over there testing, using as guinea pigs, doing all, and they go in there like they say with the lies and the mischief, like they really trying to go do good for humanity.
Yeah.
But they really just looking for a way to off Jake.
Or the slaves. You perform the hysterectomy on black, what so-called black women, slaves,
Without no anesthesia.
without any anesthesia.
Let's really get the same. Black women have tough skin. Black women are tough. They're tougher than everybody else. That goes back to when they were like an animal, man. And as soon as Eve gets sick, she pops the pills and go to the hospital. See, that philosophy of you being God, that's the beginning of everybody depending on you for their well-being, man. Because, like I said, our women are not our women. The first person they're going to go to is Esau Edom, man.
Right.
All right? Because she was always taught what? Who? Cesare Borgia?
Right.
He's their God. He's their
That's
God.
right. That's right. And what showed you there was what? That first punch.
That's right.
That first punch.
That was in that thing.
Yeah. It was a lady I used to work with, right? She said that her husband was against it, but she got it anyway. And she talked him into letting her daughter get it, or their daughter to get it. And he didn't want to do it.
And that's really spiritually passing your children to
Molech.
Molech.
That's right.
Verse 9. He lieth and wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth and wait to catch the poor.
So the scripture says that in Genesis 25th chapter, that Esau was a cunning hunter.
Right.
So he moves tactfully, all right, like a hunter when it comes to the 12 tribes of Israel.
So he gets you drunk off his wine, and then he comes out of that den and hunts you down.
Because every hunter has baits.
Yep.
So here's the bait you in through his wine, whether it's his philosophy. I got candy, man.
Yeah.
I got candies in the convenience stores.
Yeah.
What do you call those chubby drinks? I saw a documentary on like Western food, man. The chubby drinks in general has more sugar than anything, man.
Yeah.
But it's colorful, it's tasty. That's why our little ones have diabetes before they're 20, man.
And I'm gonna say this, man, and I may be stretching it, I'm gonna say it anyway, man. Look, that sugar is worse than cocaine.
Bro, it is worse
That
than
sugar
cocaine.
is worse than cocaine.
Processed
man.
sugars, but you know, it's funny that you said cocaine, because the way they did cocaine is how they did sugar. The coca leaf is healthy.
Right.
The most I meant coca leaf.
And what proves your point, Elder, back in the ancient times, the indigenous people, they would chew on the coca leaf. So, let's say if they were going hunting on long trips to get back and forth, it was just chew on it. But the man came over there and modified it to cocaine.
Yeah, it's processed.
Yeah.
So you take something from nature, such as the coca leaf, you process it, and then the thing that you extract is the cocaine, which is a property of the coca leaf. And then you take that and you refine it, now you have crack. But that's the same process with sugar. You take that sugar cane, which I believe is liquid.
Salty.
Yeah, sugar cane is liquid to bear.
weighed out, it comes out liquid.
Yeah, once
it's
they
right.
process it, it turns into refined sugar.
It's refined. Now it's the drug because it's refined, so it's concentrated. So now your dopamine is overstimulated. So now it's overstimulated. Now you're numb to the taste of real sugar like strawberries, grapes, pineapple, because that sugar was concentrated. That's how they took that cocaine and concentrated it, man. But it's more powerful than cocaine.
That's why you be having those urges for sweets.
Yeah,
That's not
bro.
natural.
That's not natural.
That's not natural, man.
And that's a demon on it.
Yeah.
And I have them a lot.
So though, that's why the Most High put, I think it's called delirium. No, it's not sleeping. It's called delirium. I can pull it up.
Yeah.
But it goes in and counteracts the sugar craving. You know.
And when it says there's another temptation to take you, the son is coming to man, the Most High faithful, he will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but with the temptation create a way to escape. The Most High has something to counter everything that Esau has. Every attack Esau has against the 12 tribes, there's a counterattack. But you look at the point.
I'm gonna say, sometimes it can be, when they say sugar is like the food to cancer, you know. And sometimes you can have parasites in you that mind controlling to make you crave the sugar as well.
So beans.
They said them constantly hard show some pictures after the camp. Yeah. So you saw it. I missed it.
Yeah, like under the microscope, it looked like they have demonic faces. The parasites. That's why our brother said it. I didn't see the clip, but the brother said, Apostle Bar said, you got demons sitting in your stomach. But like those brothers, Yaki, 19 Keys, it was like it all starts in your gut.
Yeah.
So you gotta have gut health. You gotta practice gut health because that affects your whatever you put in your gut. It affects your brain, which affects your spirit. So that makes sense. That's why when you go to detox, you're more spiritual.
Yeah.
You get them demons off.
That makes sense, bro.
That's why when you detox, they get demons out of you. Anytime you can break a sweat, get demons out of you. And I have reason to believe you put leafy greens in your body, it helps with that, man. Leafy greens.
That's why the juices and eating fruits remove a lot of that natural.
That's right.
You know, because it goes in and a lot of the fruits fight these certain parasites and get rid of them.
Yeah.
What I've learned, I know brother's about to make a point. What I've learned is that sugar calcifies your pineal gland and it lowers your frequency. It lowers your spirituality. It lowers that connection, man. Like if you ever, because if you've been on different diets, you become keen to it. You put a certain amount of sugar in your body, you lose that connection. Yep.
It's this the series I was watching, man, called Punchers, right? And it's basically people who was hunting those like neo-Nazis that was brought over here, right? But fast forward to my point, they had this attack they was gonna bring about. I think it was called the fourth wave. But their weapon was sugar. They were making candies, syrups, you know what I'm saying, different drinks and shit. But there was gonna be an attack amongst the Americans, man, to start killing them off. So that shows that sugar is nothing but a weapon of war.
And you know who sugar hurt the worst?
Jake.
12 tribes of Israel. Like you said, Jake. Southern, because they'll tell you that the minorities, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, have the worst when it comes to high blood pressure, diabetes. Our body has the worst reaction to processed food out of all nations. The 12 tribes, we're not supposed to fuck with processed food, right? Now, granted, every now and then you might, yes, indulge, eat a piece of cake or some shit, but generally, you're not supposed to fuck with processed food.
And it really, when you think about just being real, you really shouldn't even balance yourself out with that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's like taking a teaspoon of Raid every now and then.
And you turn yourself back on.
Yeah, you know it's bullshit, man.
You know what I learned though, bro?
What's up, bro?
It's always everything that you call a dessert, it was originally healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The scriptures speak about cakes. When it goes into manna, When it goes into manna, it said that we described it as cakes sweetened with honey. So we started the honey cakes and the honey buns. All right, like you said, and you're right, brother. Because when you treat yourself, you turn yourself back on, and that creates a slippery slope.
We just gotta find a healthy way to do it.
A healthier alternative.
A healthy alternative.
But because I lost teeth, man.
Yeah.
I got teeth missing because of that fucking processed sugar, man.
Yeah,
It'll knock it out, man. But if it could do that to your fucking teeth, what is it doing inside of your system, man? Your immune system, man.
watching one of the brothers that I watch they talk about healthy eating. He said the processed sugar goes in and destroys your pancreas.
Yes.
And when your pancreas can't produce insulin, it you become a diabetic, but it causes other organs not to be able to get the nutrients that they need because you stop absorbing your nutrients.
Yeah.
I think you should make a point. That's cancer food. Cancer loves sugar. Cancer cells love sugar, and we went into that years ago. It's like that's how you trap cancer. You take honey and sugar, and the cancer cells they gravitate to the sugar, but they die from the honey. You know.
This is some of the tests they be running on Jake, man. You know, and you know Esau, man. It ain't far-fetched that Esau be getting some Jake's maybe off the street, homeless people, kidnapping them. You know, and got them up in some lab somewhere, just torturing them, man. Trying to find a way to spread it throughout society, especially amongst the poor, the people on this chart.
So how can you be so quick to give our people the you know what during the great pandemic, right? But you got processed food living in the fucking hood. Yeah. Like man, you fucking demons and you fucking camel niggas, man. Y'all sold pig feet and swine. I grew up in the fucking hood. And your mama walk you to the store. Ishmael selling you shit that he don't eat. You gotta ask yourself.
Right.
He don't eat that shit.
Right.
He don't eat pig's feet. He don't smoke no fucking Lucy's.
Right.
He don't smoke. He don't smoke. So you see him drinking? You don't see him drinking. So what the fuck is he selling you this shit for, man?
These niggas they store, man. I ain't never seen that shit before until I seen it in the store, man. Fucking fried chicken skins in a bag, man. That shit don't even make sense. Like potato chips, man. Yeah, I never heard of that shit, man. They guilty pleasure, goddamn.
Real quick, man. This is Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clap their hands at you.
Yep.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, "Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole world?"
Yeah, because our people was like supposed to be that walking standard on the earth. Because we was only given the law, statutes, commandments, and the Heavenly Father Yahweh. So by us being at the bottom like that, they like, yeah, we got them.
Right.
And you read Ezekiel the 36th chapter, it goes into how the other nation has said, aha.
That's
And
right.
once you go into the word aha, it goes into rejoice over enemy's misfortune.
That's
Man.
right.
So all these other nations, they laugh at the downfall of the Israelites.
Right. And to back you up, bro, the perfection of beauty, like you said, that goes into what the law, statutes, and commandments that were given to us, man. A little more. All your enemies have opened their mouth against you. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, "We have swallowed her up." Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen.
And you know how we got a yoke upon our neck? Look how far we came from 1865 to 1920 Black Wall Street. 47 years after being held down, we rose past Esau. Now they destroyed Black Wall Street. They put these systems in place. We haven't been at that level since. But it shows you if you leave us to our own devices, so to speak, you will excel. So showing you why haven't we gotten back to that level in 100 years? Because we've been systemically oppressed, man.
Scripture goes into what it says, there's no greater thing to see the downfall of your enemy. Esau been surfing on that as far as they go, because that's why they clap. That's why they rejoice at the fall of the people on this chart, man. Because we're their enemies. That's why we don't understand how you 2/3 Israelites can't understand that you have a fucking enemy, man. This man wants to see you destroyed. I mean, just completely eradicated, man. You might want to keep a few around to be his slave or something. But other than that, man, this man do not want to breathe the same air as you, man.
It's America being great again as you being obsolete or a slave.
That's it.
I know y'all got
Then he gonna kill y'all.
Yeah.
And this is Psalm 83:1. Keep not your silence, O power. Hold not your peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up the
Hey,
head.
somebody get Job 30 real quick. They that are younger than that. Speaking of lifted up the head, which goes back to coming into power, man. Hey man, that's what we lust, man. And the more, hey, Yahweh Shai, he groomed us to have ruling class desires, man. You got it, bro.
Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men
The Most High rules in the kingdom of men. All right.
and give it to whomsoever he will and set up over it the basis of men.
And who's the basis of men?
Esau. Easy.
Easy E. Yeah, hey, you are an easy E. You an easy way out nigga. That's why you sold your birth. You sold your birthright for a quick meal.
Easy way out.
An easy way out, man. That's a good name.
Nigga could have had the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. But it was all set up by Yahweh by
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm glad you did it.
Hey, we the beautiful son, man. You gonna get that birthright, man.
He was smart from the start.
You smart for it's beautiful. Those are bars back here, man.
Bars on top of bars. Hey, now I'm in a drunken state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bars after bars after bars. I was in a drunken state. I think he wanted to
John 30 and 1. Let's go. He said, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Do you see that transition? They that were the scum of the earth, were pushed off from the nations of men, now they are over us. We were picking their cotton. We were saying, yes, sir, master, no, sir, master. Which master, like the brother brought out last week, means burden, means oppressor. But now the underdog is on top. Esau, Edom, all right, is now on top of us, man. All right?
And that spirit's too for, and they probably didn't know what master means, you know?
Right.
And that was already set up, you know,
Yep.
how to have them to be labeled the oppressor.
Yep. Yep. I have wounded thee with the wound of the enemy. All right?
Y'all got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, started verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
It finally goes to the stupidity within America, man. Really around the world, man. Because you got a base food that's running this or controlling this so-called world, man.
Child,
You know?
Your philosophy is folly. And it's set in great, Western thought is a folly that's set in great dignity, man. In great regards. Like LGBTQ. It's fucking folly. But now it's like, hell, it's such dignified philosophy, man. If you speak against it, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, they deserve respect. Like women's liberation, that's folly. But it's held in great regard.
And you got so-called lesbians coming out going against this LGBT movement, talking about they never meant for this to be pretty much aimed for children, man. You know, it just shows like Esau overstepped and went to a whole deeper left-hand level.
Which
man.
that was his plan from the beginning. He always start with that civil rights bullshit.
Oh, that's what that was about.
Then he start with that women's liberation bullshit.
That's what that was about.
Then he start with that LGBTQ bullshit. And it's gonna extend to that pedophilia bullshit. Of two gender and one nigga bullshit, man.
And women be the first ones on board.
Yep.
I'm with it. Eve.
The most Western about people are the nigga woman.
Yeah.
She's the most Western.
Because when you had modes like in our school, like junior high, high school, who was more accepting of them? Eve always been around.
She
them.
loved them.
Right. She hung around with them, man.
She loves them.
She told me it was gonna be okay before they went. Hey, but for real, she told them at school while they were waiting on the bus it was gonna be okay. I seen that shit personally.
Yo, man, we had good days, man. I saw Mo get jumped back in high school. It jumped him. That was beautiful.
That's what happened during my time.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what happened during my time. I heard Elder Tahar said that's what they used to do in a holler because that's what we used to do. You know, after a football game, we'll come down here, and we'll jump out and beat up one.
Yeah, that's
You know?
righteous. You know?
And that's why brothers got rewards in their life. You can't like this and stuff. Yeah, most of I got you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something, and it's a double standard because you have to apologize for offending them. But you can talk about killing the black man, selling drugs to the black man, raping the Hispanic man, selling drugs to the Hispanic man, but no apologies. No apologies in regards to that.
Hey, you remember Plies? He had that song, what it called, 100 Years?
Yeah.
And he got criticized. He was like, I mentioned nigga hundreds of times in my albums. Nobody say nothing. When I say the word cracker, you know, I gotta apologize. I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, same thing with the moles, man. You can't say nothing against the moles.
I read a comment and somebody on that album, not the album, but the video said about Plies. This nigga said, crap over 200 sometimes.
He was upset.
Well said.
Well said.
I got one more. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses.
Who are the servants upon horses?
Esau.
Esau, man. And how do we know you're a servant? Well, look how you move the earth. Is this how a king would run the earth?
Yeah.
And even a heathen. Nebuchadnezzar had a better run. King Cyrus of Persia, they did that thing way secure than you did. Man.
What proves your point, though? That's why he was a representation of the gold.
Yeah.
You know, Media Persian, the silver. So as it got down to Esau, these kingdoms became weaker and defouler, and wickeder.
Mississippi play as king. We go to the Maori clay.
Yeah.
You leave anything in the hands of a child, they're gonna shoot you.
Off top.
Children of our oppressors.
Yeah. Right. Children are not preservatives. Children are not conservatives in the sense that they think for the long term and they plan their kingdom for long-term longevity, long-term success. It's all about indulgence and instant gratification. Hence deforestation and things of that nature.
And I'm matching real quick because the elder had the question, how do we know they're servants? This is Genesis 27:37. And Isaac answered and said to Esau, behold, I have made him your Lord, talking about Jacob, and all his brethren have I given to him. Back in Genesis 27:37. Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him your Lord. So if Jacob is the Lord of Esau, that makes Esau the servant, right? And all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto you, my son?
All your brothers.
Yeah.
Gonna be servants, man. You know, and that servant duty, man, is gonna come. Building up the kingdom of Yahweh, man.
And we know that Macedonian Empire is rooted back in Esau, Edom, the 12 dukes of Edom. You make an effort to erase their history. But you know, going back to Maccabees where it says Philip of Macedon, it also tells you that Haman was a Macedonian, which was the son of Agag, right? All right, but Agag was what? An Amalekite, which is the descendant of one of the dukes of Edom. So we know your history, and we know that you're going to the history, and we know that you earnestly are looking for ways to reverse that blessing and put that blessing into your hands. We know you're the Macedonians, we know you're the Edomites, we know you're the Khazars. I looked up, the Spirit hopped me to look up a steak tartare, right? The orders of a steak tartare. It was an undone steak. You know who it went back to? The Khazars. That was their traveling food.
That's why they got they CERN project, man. They, you know, trying to open up a portal. They want to go back in time to you know, like you say, offset prophecy or bring it to a halt altogether, man. He probably want to go back and say, no, Jacob, you can keep that, you know what I'm saying, that meal.
I'm fasting right now.
I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, that's about it. Right.
But it ain't gonna happen, man.
Remember that mini-series? I know you remember y'all with the two, Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
The focal point was going back into time to reverse shit.
Yeah.
Even the butterfly effect.
Yeah. It's this joint on Netflix called Warrior Nun, man. Where a lady had actually, they had built it. You know what I'm saying? And they had opened up this portal and actually went in there. The son went in there and he was just gone for a while. He came back out. Short time on this side, but on that side he became a grown man.
See, with the butterfly effect, every time Ashton Kutcher went back there, he would fuck up the future. When he tried to change the past, he would fuck up the future. Yeah, he was ever with.
But you can't change what the Lord has already ordained, man.
That's it, bro.
You know?
Also, Stargate.
That's the space joint.
Yeah, going back in time, traveling. They were ancient people going back.
Because at the end of the day, he wants the birthright that was never his in the first place, man. You know, he wants to be the Most High's chosen people, man. But you're not, okay? Your forefather had a horrible sacrifice, okay? You got a perpetual hatred towards your brother and been trying to kill us since Isaac died. I mean, if you ain't got us by now, it ain't gonna happen, man. You done did some damage. Hey, you done did some goddamn damage. You got that. But hey, what the Lord say? Along the pretty much the sun and the moon and the stars. Hey, it's always be the nation of Israel, man.
See, that's why he's trying to search it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, the Most High taught him.
Yeah.
And if you can blow up the moon,
That's what that's about.
And that moving target.
Yeah. That's what they really have those scientists searching for.
Yeah.
Because the Most High said, look, if you can find out these measurements, then look, hey, I really fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah, the Most High is the king of measurements. Yeah.
We got a quick article just going to eat with that blessing. This naturalnews.com. It says Yuval Noah Harari says non-organic entities and emotionless algorithms will soon dominate Earth. In other words, AI takeover is coming soon. It says an Israeli-born World Economic Forum member and lead advisor to Klaus Schwab by the name of Yuval Noah Harari is eager to see the world taken over by non-organic entities and emotionless algorithms, meaning no more humans and lots of AI robots ruling the world. Check this part out. Harari explained that over the next several decades, Earth will become populated or even dominated by entities that are not organic, meaning that they are not created by God. They don't breathe, they don't have emotions, and Harari said excitedly to the interviewer. The potential of AI is much more bigger than the historical revolution. It's really a biological revolution, he went on to state, claiming that up until now, all life is organic, but soon it will no longer be the case. This is at least an ideal in inorganic life forms. That's the biggest thing that's happened on Earth in over 4 billion years, which is a lot more to that Darwinian evolution, you know? And he says right here, but with AI, there is an intelligent design that supersedes even what God Almighty is able to do. Here we have intelligent design, but not the intelligent design of creation that's in the Bible, a real intelligent design. Harari stated arrogantly, we are designing the AI, and then the AI will design maybe the next generation of AI, so it's a completely different kind of process.
2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him, you know what? Let's start at the top. 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that you be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Which we fall away in 70 AD. That's right. It's a diaspora.
Right.
Which goes into the scattering of the Israelites.
Right.
That's simple.
That's it. And that was initiated in 64 AD.
Yep.
Right? And that man of sin be revealed.
What does it mean when it says that man of sin be revealed?
Esau. Because at that time frame, Esau existed, but Apostle Paul didn't know that he was an Edomite. He was identified as what? A Roman at that time frame. So first it was a Greek, then a Roman. Right? And now so-called American.
Yeah, because really you've been revealed now.
Right.
You're the man of sin that's been revealed
Right.
because we didn't know that you were biblically the Edomites.
Right.
Really is now.
Right.
Getting things that Esau searched out.
Right. You was hiding in plain sight.
Right.
That's why I said the earth is given to the hands of the wicked.
Right.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. You know, you was hiding your identity. You was hiding in plain sight.
Hey, that's spiritual because it goes to why they call themselves shadow government. Because they hide in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? And also, it shows you right there how Esau is a son of perdition because Judas Iscariot, he was long ago when Apostle Paul wrote this in the desert of Lotus, which were Israelites, you know? So that shows you that wasn't talking about Judas Iscariot.
Yeah, I think Judas and Yahushua died around anywhere from 30 to 33 AD. And then Judas died around that same time frame. Apostle Paul died from anywhere from 60 to 65 AD. Right. So what are you talking about? Right? And at that time frame, he was identified as a Roman, like you say, Elder, but we know that now. So Apostle Paul is here now. He knows that that these Edomites are Edomites and not Romans and Greeks
Or Americans.
and Russians or Americans. You know?
That was the biggest fucking heist.
Yeah.
So the biggest heist is that you had a hidden identity, and you was disguised as a so-called white man.
And what's the old saying about the Illuminati? What makes them stronger?
The secrecy.
The secrecy. It was the secrecy.
Why it
Right?
goes into about Cain, he was a traveling weapon.
Yeah.
So he always been disguised of his true, nationality.
Right. Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High.
You was bringing it out earlier. You opposing all the ways of Yahweh.
And Judas didn't do that. When did Judas come and say, follow me? Right? Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he as the Most High sit in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. So when did Apostle Paul do that? It don't make sense. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withhold, that he might be revealed in his time. And the time frame is now.
Because we didn't walk around referring to him as Edomite, Edom, all right, Esau. We just said he was a white man, Caucasian. You know?
Will prove that for the mystery of iniquity do already work.
Yep.
Meaning exists.
Yep.
So it's a mystery.
He's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Only he who now will let. Who is that?
The Most High.
Right. You think about his why it's called Mystery Babylon in Revelation. His establishment.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right. Until he be taken out of the way. This time frame.
Because only him who let it, or another word for let it, is restrained.
Right.
So the Most High is only going to restrain you till it's time for you to be taken out. That's why in Job, I believe it's the 4th chapter, it said, I have set forth bounds that you can't go over.
That's right.
And what's that, Romans the 9th chapter? Yeah, that's it.
You want to know?
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna make that say opposing. She's called the Most High.
All right, this is Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh said, what hast thou to do with to declare my statutes, or that shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and
You hated
ceasest
instruction. Bad boy for life.
Yeah.
A wicked are estranged from the womb. Man.
Eve. Salaki, the serpent.
Yeah.
Cain, Esau, trickling down to modern day times too.
Thou shalt not surely die.
Man, what?
Am I my brother's keeper?
So can I say this? So with that being said, so now we know what is what. So now we can classify that serpent as the wicked. We can classify Cain as the wicked. We can classify Esau as the wicked. We can classify so-called white people as the wicked.
Because all your philosophies are rooted in rebellion. Whether it's Christianity, that was your excuse for saying, thou shalt not surely die. Obey thy thirst. Put your heart first. Westernization is saying, look, we've outgrown this whole God thing. We're not going to be oppressed by God. You know?
Now that serpent in Genesis for the 3rd chapter, it goes into how he was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yeah.
It goes into the nature of the spirit Esau Edom.
His knowledge base.
Yeah, because when you go to the word crafty or serpent, it goes to like a very cunning, devious, someone that's artful in deception.
Yeah, that's that serpent.
That's Esau, man.
Which is a man.
It goes to about in Revelation about his flood, going to his flood of lies. You know?
I mean, you can just look at it. I mean, like Jacob was a plain man. You see Jake just hanging around the hood, doing this, doing that. And they're saying, well, Esau was a cunning hunter. Who going out, putting piss all over themselves, staking out animals and shit? You know, who killing all these different animals, anchoring their heads on their walls and stuff, man.
Making that
You
sound.
know what I'm saying? That right there is something you dedicated to. It's a strategic thing, and you know what I'm saying? That's part of your DNA. This man will actually put animal feces on him, animal urine to throw the animal off so he can get closer to the prey, man.
Kill a bull.
To kill a buck, man. Okay?
And he has economic hitman, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much economically bankrupt the country. They do not abide by their democracy, man.
Yeah.
That shows you how he's very cunning and tactical.
Yeah. Jake ain't doing no shit like that.
I just got a little bit more. It says, seeing thou hatest instructions and cease my words behind thee.
Hey, go ahead, bro. Read that again.
It says, seeing thou hatest instruction and cease
The
my
instructions comes from the scriptures. We just identified 3 examples, basically of different lifetimes. How this man he understood right from wrong, but he still chose wickedness. Why? Because he is the wicked.
Even the law was pretty much oral at that time when Abraham came was around. He still opposed that. It shows you that he hated instruction, which is the true guidelines of Yahweh Bashar.
But what about when John the Baptist rebuked who was that? Was that Herod? He was committing adultery with his brother's wife. John the Baptist rebuked him. He didn't listen to John the Baptist. So that's another example.
and cease my words behind thee.
I got something too. All right, because this is what you done with that, bro?
Yeah, y'all want.
Oh, because we was going into Edom, like basically the character Esau, Edom, throughout all his carnations, right? And check out an example, and this is the stead that I believe the serpent was in during the rulership of Adam, for him to be so close to Eve like that. All right, it says, and this is the Persian king writing to his subjects. It says, for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amminadab, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we showed toward every nation, as that he was called our father and was continually honored of all the next person unto the king. So he was in a high stand position next to the king of Persia. He was called the father. So he had great wisdom. It said, but he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction, as well as Mordecai, who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also of blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom with their whole nation. And it mirrors, because he wanted to overthrow Mordecai and Esther, right? Same way he wanted to throw who? Adam and Eve. Or like their whole kingdom per se. Get rid of the Jews per se, or the sons of the Most High. But he was right there with them as a vessel to the Persian Empire, as a great counselor, as a great seer per se. You know? So, but did it not say the serpent was more cunning, more subtle? That was like the spirit of Haman. You know?
You said this, Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
I'm not know if he is actual, you know, but he had that same spirit and ulterior motive as the serpent. You know, he was right next to the king, all right, and he was like an advisor to the point where he was held in great dignity. But he had an ulterior motive to overthrow the king.
Right? So let me
And guess who? I'm sorry, brother. Guess who came into power right after the Persians?
No. The Greeks. The
Medo-Persian.
Yeah, right. You right, bro.
So guess who came? Because it said Haman the Macedonian.
Right.
Now as time progressed, what did it say in Maccabees? Philip of Macedon overthrew the Persians. All right, or you know, going back to that movie Alexander the Great, man. Alexander the Greek, they was fighting against the Persians. Showing you that was right. That's how a serpent is, man. I heard this story about a woman who had a snake, right? And she would always sleep with her python. But she was always wondering, why did her python always stretch itself next to her when she slept? And she asked her vet. Her vet said her snake is sizing you up to wait when it's big enough to actually digest you. And that's how Haman was next to the Persian Empire.
And then you know that until it gets big enough, that takes what? Patience, you have to be long suffering and all of that.
Because that's a good hunter. A good hunter is patient.
A fucking snake is stay in the corner for months just for a prey, man. Wow, that's heavy, bro.
Hey, Esau was a cunning hunter. A cunning hunter is a patient hunter.
Yeah.
You know?
Because when Eve took that philosophy back with Adam, that kingdom didn't go down overnight. It was a process of time.
Yep.
You know, you think Adam just came, oh yeah, we're gonna go here. No, it took a process of time. Back in 2 Thessalonians 2:6, and now you know what we're told that he might be revealed in his time.
And this is your time, my nigga.
That's right.
This is your time, Esau, Edom.
And again, Apostle Paul didn't know this information.
And this truth is so powerful, and it's such a de-sorcerer. This truth is the only potion that can take the spell off you. Because what happens is you digest this truth, and it takes the eyes effect away from Esau. It takes that power, that God-like thing he has on him. You know, it decalcifies your penis gland. It de-gods him. Because in the garden, when the Most High said, I put a mark on Cain, he cursed him with leprosy. So we all saw Cain, but we all look at Cain like a freak. It's like in a lot of communities all across the world, somebody that's a leper, that's like a freak in the community. So, but when he took on that witchcraft as far as making it the God-like look now, we had that same sorcery on us, man. You know?
That's right. Back into the scripture. For the mystery of iniquity does already work.
Yep.
Only he who now will let.
Meaning you are already in power. You're the mystery of iniquity.
Right.
Because you're a mystery, because you're hitting behind the guise of being a good American white man.
Right.
Really, you're Esau Edom.
That's it.
All right.
Greeks and Romans all were nothing but Edomites.
And your same character shows you what. You Grecians were known as what? Boy lovers.
Yeah.
Our forefathers, the last Macedonians, are the Spartans, called the boy lovers. What are these Boy Scouts leaders being put on front for, man? Pedophilia. That's a pride thing, man. What a Catholic priest being known and being exposed for? Pedophilia. Even that football coach, even my football coach, man. At Penn State.
Yeah.
Pedophilia. Mess with them boys, man.
It was illegal to marry a woman.
It's about what, must be Grecian? Hey, so what does that show you, man? Your spirit comes back in every fucking cycle, man. Now, if you look at the vice of our forefathers, pussy, it's women. Now look at every time you watch your favorite fighters and your favorite athletes, what's usually their downfall? A woman. So showing you that we are the sons of David, we're the son of Adam, you know, we're the son of Samson. Our downfall is usually a woman, man.
Hey, you know what? And that's so heavy. I was watching the documentary about Conor McGregor, Forever McGregor. Well, in that last fight, which led to him breaking his ankle, he sent his family home. You know, and then his camp said now the camp feels like a camp because, you know, for the past couple of months or year or two, you know, his family would always be around when he was training. But that was part of his downfall too, along with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now he's being,
Benjamin.
he's actually being on trial now for supposedly raping 2 women.
He probably kissed somebody.
Yeah.
I don't follow him like that, but
I don't, I just heard the news.
yeah. He probably kissed
You
somebody.
can get any woman you want at a net worth of 200. I think he has a net worth of 200 million. You know, women clothe themselves out.
Yeah.
Don't care who you got, married or not.
And it probably came from the so-called shallow government wanting him to do something that he didn't do. Back into the scripture, saying it's the same thing. It's either going to be women or taxes. 2 Thessalonians 2:6 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now will let until he be taken out of the way.
We got Romans 9 on deck. Because the mystery of iniquity that doing already work is you fucking Romans are already back in power, man. Your kingdom is already in motion, man. All right, but he that led it is the Most High. What is the Most High? I think it's in verse 26.
I'm going to say something too about Judas the Iscariot. He wasn't classified as the wicked. He was classified as what? The son of perdition. So you got to read these scriptures also with the spiritual perspective as well as context.
But a lot of you Israelites, man, y'all don't want Esau to be a devil.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. You don't want Esau. You don't want America to be Babylon. You don't want the prophecy because you don't want your you're a partaker in what he has. And you don't want it to end.
They don't want the Hebrew Israelites to be right.
Yep. I know it's vocab said that.
No, I was just thinking about that nigga Charleston White earlier. I seen the video. And I was like, I can hear that nigga. I can hear that nigga now. When you see the prophecy come to pass, the video I seen was he don't believe in a God that you can read about. You know, but when it come down to pass, when it come to pass, I can hear the nigga saying those Hebrew Israelite niggas was right.
Yeah, he gonna say that. Now, see, I already said in the video, in the interview, he was like, America is Babylon the Great. Now, where did he get that from? The Muslims? He got this from GMS. We the only ones who really talk about America like that. So, he know. I realize when he be in character, like he say, he gotta play the antagonist. That nigga, he know, man. Alright.
This book of Romans,
And the focal point is the wicked. The wicked.
chapter 9, verse 22.
Because perdition just means destruction. Son of destruction. Go ahead. Man.
What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering?
Only he that let it will let it be taken out of the way. What if he make his power long and endure with much long suffering? All right, that's why I said if the sentence has not been executed speedily, the hearts of the sons of men is set into them to do wickedly, man. It all goes back to the Most High restraining, man, or letting.
The vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
Who's the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Esau, Edom. You're the vessel of wrath, man.
Yeah, that's what Yahushua was talking about. The thief coming to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's his nature, man.
And it all started as far as the New World, Christopher Columbus, man. That council.
Renaissance.
The Renaissance period. And that council was spread from Europe to the Americas. Because when that demon came to the Americas, the world got turned out. The world got turned out, man.
Remember when the Greeks came? When it says evils multiplied
Throughout the earth.
You know what I'm saying? So when they got into so-called dominion, man, evils multiplied throughout the earth, man.
In facts. But what happened? You evolve as the Romans, right? The Romans took over. Then Septimius Severus, Yahushua took you out of power. Then you came back, like he said, the rebirth. Like he said, originally it started with them damn Grecians. That was your first official empire. You know how you try to start a business, you had little side hustles. Then you came as the Grecian. Oh, now you got your employment identification number. Now you got a legitimate business title. Yeah, the Grecians, man. But you got that same rebellious, freaky nature, man. That's why you love the alphabet community. You love the two, because watch Alexander the Greek, man.
Is you coming back?
Yeah, watch Alexander the Greek, man. He was into them changing of codes, the changing of time. Yeah, them cross-dressers. I'm trying to find a political correct way of saying it, man. Yeah, them transformers. He was into that back during the time of the Grecians, man. But like, man, this woman, she just here to bring in my hair. I want the boys, man, with the long hair. That boy.
What's that about the Nazi soldiers?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll be out on long tours, man. And what they'll do, the Nazi soldiers, man, they'll start dressing like women, put on lipstick, singe at the left. Of course, they'll probably have sex. But that's that freaky Grecian facts. But the Nazis are supposed to be the ones that hate the Mo community. But you were the Mo's, man.
That's some good history right
Hey, y'all watched that movie, what's that movie where the nuclear bomb exploded and they were all in the basement?
Oh boy, put on the dress so they were crazy as hell, man.
That movie.
Shit,
Yo, Rachel,
Elder
that
Kazak
woman-
talk about it all the time.
Oh, okay.
The divide.
The divide. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's it. I saw
But
that.
they went into that. They went into the spirit of their forefathers.
Yeah, they
They'll
did.
run a train on a woman, but they had on a dress, lipstick. That's why the Joker said in that movie, the one where he really played this role. Yeah, the Joker played in the movie. He said, "How I am." I'm just getting a head start because the rest of the world gonna be like this.
Right.
But that freaky, demonic nature the Joker had, that's all even might say that the world is, we're not under anarchy right now. So you gotta play, so you gotta play civilized. But they all had that freaky, demonic, weirdo nature, sadistic. That's it.
That could be,
Butt naked.
and then go back to when after 70 AD, when the Southern tribe got ran out of Jerusalem, and they would come back, you know, to still order them, they would come back to do their, you know, ceremonies and different things, you know, the Greek, the Greeks or the Romans.
Well, those are Greco-Roman Empire.
Yeah, yeah, they were doing that as they set traps. You know, they would lay in wait for them, and they would do all kind of unnatural things.
Yeah, because they said Antiochus defiled the temple. You know, they was having orgies in the temple. You know, slaughtering pigs in the temple.
Now that period was around Antiochus.
Yeah.
That's been in like 100 some BC.
Yeah.
You know that period.
Right.
You know, but basically Jerusalem had got turned out.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. When your house shot came, that was way.
Yeah, that's way out.
That's right, bro.
That's a nice dog.
Thank you.
Yeah, Antiochus, but the Grecians, man,
Yeah.
they had that freaky nature. And
That's why Esau, especially one that's paired up the same, you know, man to man, woman to woman, that's why they so heavy into adopting these children, man. They be doing the same thing. They get these children, they be doing all that freaky dicky shit.
they get Israelite children.
Israelite children. Because it's the thing going on now. I think it's what's around Texas, they trying to, about this law that passed where Esau pretty much trying to fight where they can continue to adopt Native American children. You know what I'm saying? But the natives want to adopt their own children, but Esau fighting on it because they want it. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got this guy Tariq Nasheed, or the Kemet community. But he made a point. He was like, the reason why they be adopting so-called black children so they can raise them up in service. Because like if you get somebody from Africa, they ain't really got documentation. You get somebody Central South from Haiti. Get somebody from Haiti. He ain't got no documentation.
Haiti was mixing too.
Yeah, he ain't got no documentation. So they probably like personal freaks, but they also they slaves.
Right.
So what they do, they get these kids from third world countries and they make them house service. Man.
Think about it, that's also judgment from Yahweh Bashimel Shah, allowing that child to be adopted by some sadistic people like that.
Esau is sadistic. He just has a facade that makes him look civilized.
Yeah, he's still, man.
But he's civil. He's not civil.
And through the Holy Spirit, we can see straight through this nigga now.
That's
man.
how we know who the wicked is.
That's why I do like an old Edomite. If you get to your kids too much, you know, you feel uncomfortable around. You know what I mean?
Was he doing that wrong?
Yeah, he started 22.
This is the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 22. What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Yeah, that's the point. You know,
Back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man be deceived you by let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come and fall away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
they're falling away going back to 78.
That's right. So our nation had to fall away in order for the process of time for Esau to be revealed.
One thing that's
At
so
this time.
sorry, bro. One thing that's so powerful about the scripture, it reinforces the omnipotence of the Most High. It's really about the power of the Most High.
Yeah.
It ain't about the glory of Esau either. It's also like, nah, I put that piece there. I'm playing it. I'm moving these pieces on my grand chessboard.
To back you back up for the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now let will let until he be taken out of the way.
You're about to be taken out of the way by your house side.
Verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed. Right? Y'all got Malachi 1 and 4?
Go.
I got this Malachi 1 and 4 in the NLT. It says, Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. But the Lord of heaven's armies replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people will be called the people with whom the Lord is forever angry.
Yep. It's forever angry. You can go back to the KJV and read that.
Back in KJV it says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we may return and build desolate places.
Yeah, because you went impoverished during the dark ages of the water. All right, you were impoverished. You were pushed to the caves. Hence the Caucasus Mountains. That's where you get the term Caucasian. They don't even know why they call them Caucasian. And that's when you came up as the Khazars. All right, but you were still really the Edomites, man.
The scripture so heavy how it goes to like the Caucasian goes to like the cave dweller. And Job talks about how they be in the clefts of the rocks.
But you know, that was this thing where they showed these different hotel resorts, right? The Edomites have to go to. And guess what the #1 hotel resort there was? It was a cave. They made the hotel a mirror after a cave, but that was the #1 hotel resort. That's why Esau loves what? Mountain climbing, you know, skydiving. That's why these skyscrapers are what? Yeah, they're so high because they're really modern day mountains.
Oscar Bar, he did a video not too long ago, one or two about Mount Sear. That's a little city in Connecticut, you know, Mount Sear. And guess who dwells there? Number of rich Edomites.
Check this out. For wicked, the Greek goes into Strong's G459, animos. That's where you get animosity, right? But check this out. Yo, I may be wrong. All right. According to the outline of biblical usage for this term animos, it means destitute of the Mosaic law.
Woo!
That's it.
Shit!
That's it. Judas Iscariot was not destituted of the Mosaic law.
Right.
A 2, departing from the law, a violator of the law, lawless, wicked.
Now, what's your source you looking up?
That's the blue letter for wicked. It's 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Game over.
And this is the only, this kingdom is destitute of the Mosaic law.
That's it.
613. That's why it's fucking wicked.
That's it. Yeah.
And this is a prayer of Azariah 1:9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world.
Who's that talking about?
The spirit of Esau Edom.
That's it. That's it. So back into the scripture, it states, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
The prophets.
So how that can be apostle to law? That don't make sense. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all.
Can you go into working?
Okay. Cool.
It's a Greek word that goes into like energeia, which pretty much goes to energy.
Yeah.
And how it shows that Esau has that same energy or operation as Satan will be here on the earth. It shows you that he's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Since you said that, you say he's the physical counterpart, right? And so this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. These Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And Esau is the physical counterpart of Satan, right? So that's
Yeah, so this is just a complementary to what you brought out. This is the wicked and the etymology online. It says earlier, wick, bad, wicked, false, which apparently is an adjective used of Old English wicca, wizard, formed as if a past particle, but there's no corresponding. But the point was wizard. Because if you think about how he seduced the world to go away from the laws of Yahweh, that was wizardry. He's a sorcerer, man. Because he was a wizard in a garden. You know, he used wizardry or witchcraft to build his kingdom. All right, through the dark magic. Going to Aleister Crowley, going to the Chaldees. All right, the Moor science. You have to go into that wizardry, man.
That's why this is called Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon, you know? Yep. Hey, but you know, what's the definition saying? False?
False, yep.
That's why we goes with you.
Ask the word where your sorcery now.
Because there's a form of witchcraft to have us thinking that God looked like you. That the Messiah looked like you. That all the heroes look like you. That everybody that had an empire in the history of the world looked like you. That was wizardry.
Psalms 144:7 says, send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of the great waters, from the hand of the strange children.
Strange. How are you strange? You are estranged from the laws of Yahweh. Yep.
Whose mouths speak vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falseness.
Whatever Z brought out about wicked, the definition goes into about false. So everything he promotes, he advocates and goes into falsehoods, which are nothing but lies. That's why when references to America as that bloody city, it's all full of lies.
Hey, bro, for a definition for hoax, according to the Intima, hoax means what? To ridicule or deceive with a fabrication. Now also hoax goes into hocus pocus, which means what? A magician or juggler. And you can add that to what? A wizard. Alright? So go back into for that term what you call it? Energia, a definition in the NT used only of superhuman power, whether of the Most High or of the devil.
Hey, I got something to back you up on top of that. All right, this is criminal. Etymology online, it says, sound good. Criminal. It says sinful, wicked. All right, and I'm gonna skip to the point. It goes back, of course, it goes back to crime. Now, click on the word crime. It says crime, sinfulness, infraction of the laws of God. Old French criminal, crime, mortal sin. A Latin crimen, charge, indictment, accusation, crime, fault, offense.
That's why you can associate Esau to being a beast. Because he lacked to have the standard of Yahweh Shem.
So isn't like crimson and criminal, you know, they're synonymous. I want to say crimson goes into like to red.
Red, it does.
So that's really talking about Esau, Edom.
Yeah.
Edom goes into
Right. Ashashua. Yeah. Esau goes into Ishashua, which means what? Wasted away indeed. Meaning what? He has no pigmentation. So you can associate that term what? Crimson, red. Hey, a little more, brother. Hey, 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause the Most High shall send. Oh, sorry, it's like verse 9. 2 Thessalonians verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Well, what does it mean, the working of Satan? Are you witchcraft? You're wizardry.
Yeah.
Esau was a grand witch. That's why it says, if this gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, whom the God of this world have blinded. How did he blind you? Through his sorcery. Right. The media is grand witchcraft. Right. Your lies, your philosophies, your imagery, that's witchcraft.
And then the elder said that working goes into the term energia, which means to have superhuman power either after the Most High or the devil.
And we know where yours came from.
Yeah. So your lying wonders is going into what? Your technology.
Forget about that.
You can't forget about your technology. This man can make fire come from the sky. You know?
This Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent?
So who is teaming?
So-called
The
Germans.
Germans.
Yeah, because you're those high quality Edomites.
Yeah, that's where that nuclear technology came from.
Yep.
And it's been said that the Germans make the best cars.
And if you don't believe it, go cop a German-made vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oppenheimer, he was a so-called German.
Yeah.
Go get you a German-bred dog.
Yeah. And that's how America's nuclear technology got built up, because America took German scientists as well as Russia.
German means genuine.
And German took the devil.
Yeah. God.
Yep. So it says, is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Den, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some cleaning grapes? If these by night, they would destroy till they have enough. But
So the law, statutes, and the commandments provided what? A welfare system. You know, that was our welfare system. You had to leave some grapes or fruit for who? The poor, so they could eat. And that wasn't a mechanism to basically enslave them, but still to promote what? Independent behavior, man.
verse 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
And we can associate what? 2 Thessalonians, the second
revealed.
chapter. He's being revealed now.
The Wizard of Oz ain't so scary now.
That's right.
And he should not be able to hide himself.
That's right.
Goes into about how we call him two-ball Cain, the traveling weapons.
Yeah.
You know, he was what's another word that describes Cain as? Not Wonder it's another one. Fugitive.
That's right.
Fugitive.
Oh, just looking at that. Right?
Yeah. You know, how he trying to hide under all these different so-called nationalities, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It said his seed is spoiled, and his brother and his neighbors, he is not.
His seed is spoiled, your progeny. And that's why the scripture says prepare slaughter for your children for the iniquities of his father. That's why you're not gonna prosper in the kingdom. You're not gonna have some great descendant that comes into power. And, you're gonna be cut off. When we take over a nation, ancient world style, we kill all the sons.
Right.
So after your 1,000 years of servitude, man, y'all getting off.
1,000 years, Jeff Brooks said.
Yeah, man. Bring him out.
And then when y'all come back, y'all gonna come back as these other nations. Elam, Ham, and etc.
Yep.
But you'll never come back as a fucking Edomite.
I was looking at the analogy of that. The elder said, what does the lion do? You take off the pride.
He kills off the
Kill
whole
all the
land.
land.
He sure do. He do.
Our cubs and all.
Right.
Because we're gonna have a coalition of 12 lions ruling the earth.
That's it.
You can only have a pride. Pride is when females are together. A coalition when the males are together. But the coalition consists of brothers only. You know, that's why I said these two prophets tormented them. Because there was like two lions in power at that time. The southern and northern kingdoms. There was like two, it was like lion. If you watch lions and stuff like that, the Most High had us in the spirit of animals, man. Our King David was in the spirit of a lion when he was ruling and conquering, man.
The conqueror is bold, courageous, kingly.
This Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz.
Right, so the daughter of Edom is actually talking about what? The entire nation of Esau.
The cup also should pass through unto thee.
And that's the cup is referring to slavery.
Thou should be drunken and shall make thyself naked.
And this is going to the time frame of the kingdom of heaven. And that's why the brother Mark started with what? Luke 16th chapter, which was that the parable of Lazarus. Abraham's bosom was a representation for the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, bro.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of
Yeah,
Zion.
we finished out our sentence. See, we was brought to America because the Most High was going to deal bitterly with us. Hence, I want to say it's in the book of Ruth, the first chapter, and she said, "What? No longer call me Naomi, but call me Mara, because the Most High has done bitterly with me." And America comes from the root word what? Mara. So you came to America not to thrive, although the Most High still gives us that daily bread or crumbs here and there.
But that's what you get in prison. Because America's made after a penal colony. It's a colony where you're going to serve your prison sentence. But in prison, you get 3 hot cent of cotton. But you might get a treat every now and then, a little prison-made cupcake or some shit. Go outside, walk around, watch a little TV, you know. But you're still in prison. You better, bro.
Lamentations 2:5. The Lord was as an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces.
Through slavery. Through slavery. We went down by the hand of the Assyrian Empire, and the southern kingdom went down by the hand of the Babylonian Empire. And these kingdoms have never been united since now in the spirit, because now, because of this truth, you have the northern kingdom united together.
Two witnesses.
The two witnesses. And this is what Esau is fearing, man.
It said Revelation 11 chapter, somebody think about Revelation 11. I read it down. He had destroyed his strongholds, and he had increased in the dawn of Judah mourning and lamentation. It goes to that bitterness. He's going to America. It goes to bitter, man. This is a bitter captivity for the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
Yeah, look at the state of our people, and look at the state we came out of. You know what I'm saying?
And even the so-called ones of our people that so-called made it within the society, it's still bitter upon them, man.
Bro, they're not happy.
You know, they're not happy. They depressed.
Yeah.
They got to get all these types of medications, which are forms of drugs,
Yeah.
to be able to stay afloat in this society, man.
Can't have mirrors in their households because they see demons in the mirror, and sometimes they can't even look at themselves.
It's all got along strict restrictions.
Yeah.
Like, you can do this, you can't do that. You know.
So it's just best to weigh upon our power, man.
That's it.
This is Revelation 11:11. And after 2 days, had, the spirit of life formed, the spirit of life of Yahweh Shai entered into them.
And that's a 350-year period from 1619 to 1969. All right? Around
We
19.
can use,
You got it, bro.
we can use what Ezekiel.
Yep, Ezekiel 37 chapter. The spirit of life entering into us is now. We're being bestowed with the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmal Shai with his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which quickened us, man. All right?
And they stood upon their feet.
And we're standing upon our feet. And this is the beginning of the scripture. Gathering ourselves together, oh, they should not desire.
Sanctuary in 5 cities.
Yep. It will be little sanctuaries in this the country where we're scattered.
I know you always go to about caterpillars.
Oh, yeah. I raise up men like caterpillars that will lift up a shot against it. All right?
And scriptures, caterpillars are actually identified as destroying agents. So we're eating away in America. These strongholds.
Don't break no strongholds.
These breaking strongholds.
The Oz effect that you had on the earth is being chipped away.
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
But mighty through Yahweh pulling down strongholds, man.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
The nobility of Edom.
Yeah, nigga know Isaiah the 47th chapter. I says they were weary in their counsels, man. They fear what's happening right now. The 12 tribes begin with the hopeful elect coming back in their spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Shai. Fear came upon them, man. Because how can you take down a spiritual people? Esau does it with carnal routes, man. So by us coming through the spirit now, he can't counteract that, you know? So he's gonna have to come with his so-called AI technology very soon. But Lord willing, he's gonna lift up his standard very soon for us, man.
And they and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
And that's going into the destruction of America. The cloud represents that fathership.
And their enemies beheld them.
Right, 2/3 of our people in America, as well as these other nations, as well as the non-elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the world. They're going to be looking at too as the elect is getting beaten with outside of America.
Right before you get swept away in the besom of destruction.
And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
Representing America. That goes to Isaiah 24th chapter. I was earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. The only type of mechanism to be able to do that are those so-called nuclear missiles.
I want to say the 10th part goes to what the zip codes. The America is broken down into like 10 zip codes.
FEMA zones.
FEMA zones, FEMA zones.
That was a heavy breakdown.
And in the earthquakes were slain of men, 7,000, and the remnant were afraid.
Yeah, because the remnant is going to be inside the chariot looking down like, God damn.
And gave glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
And all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Of heaven.
So we got spared.
Yeah.
I go to we're gonna be singing the law of Moses.
Song
Song of Moses.
Exodus 15.
And with that, we hope the brothers and sisters are edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of great millstone well. Peace and blessings, health and wealth to the house of David the elect. Abba.
Abba.
Shalom. Shalom.